Welcome to Mystical Heart Tarot Readings. This is your message from Spirit. It is a general reading for the collective, so it may or may not resonate. Take what resonates, leave what does not. All right, well, we have one card that's upright, and that is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is where we are in the initial phase of creating something, and we have our team there working with us, helping us with our creation. But what do we have on either side of it? Somebody struggling with anger, struggling with rage, maybe even withdrawn. Perhaps this is somebody that feels left out of this process. Maybe they have been left out of the process. Maybe somebody was let go. There's unrest with others, with connections, and either perhaps somebody walked away or we walked away from them. And it could have been that they don't fit in with what we're doing and what we're working on. We may see that as a loss of value. This may be somebody that walked away. Or they may have been corrupt and we had to walk away. Even though we may have thought of them as a valuable person in this whole process. We may feel the disconnection with this person as being a loss of something of value or someone of value. And now's not the time to try to replace that person. We're not ready to replace that person. If at all. And so what we have here is these two and these two are surrounding the circumstances of us being in the initial phase of something that we're working on. See, we're overseeing these plans. We're putting these plans together. This could be plans to move. This could be plans to start a business. It could be any type of plan. And it's a group effort. But the problem is there was somebody that didn't fit in. We may have had to disconnect, walk away from them, or they walked away from us. And we see that as a loss of value because we valued them, but there's a reason that we may have disconnected. The reason could be what is not seen here. There's no communication, at least not from what we see. What's taking place in the background that we don't see? Somebody was trying, perhaps they were trying to create chaos. Maybe they thought they were the boss and were abusing their power. Maybe we gave them something, a leadership role, and they abused that. It happens when you give somebody a position of power. Sometimes they tend to abuse that power or create chaos. Maybe they don't get along with others that's involved in that process here and was creating chaos for others. There's mistrust. Secrets. There were secrets. A powerful message here. What was not seen taking place. What was not seen taking place in order, I feel now that I'm seeing what's taking place that was not visible for everybody, is that we walked away from someone. And now here we feel fulfilled, but we're also protective. We're protecting ourselves. And one way to protect ourselves is to postpone bringing in someone else to assist here. Because we've been burned here. Somebody was keeping secrets. They were mistrustful. They were creating chaos. They were abusing their power. And so we had to disconnect from them. Now, they may be somewhere off struggling with that anger and rage. They may be withdrawn, not knowing how to respond. And that's another thing here. Once again, even with these three cards, the things that we're not seeing in public, but is taking place, is the lack of communication. A lot of times things are about what we don't see. Out in public and behind the scenes, so to speak. And we're seeing absolutely no communication here. Is this person struggling with anger and rage privately? Or are they communicating elsewhere that only they can see, and we're not seeing in the cards? It's not coming out in the cards. So the big thing here is there's no communication at all. It's someone was going around creating problems and keeping those problems a secret. From others, or trying to, anyhow. And now all we can do is defend ourselves and move forward. And moving forward, we're being more cautious about who we choose to bring in to help us with this project. If this is a project, or it's whatever this may be that we're working on. This is a group effort, and there's one person that had some type of a leader position that couldn't be trusted. And it might be that they weren't communicating like they should have been. Instead, they were creating problems and keeping it a secret. Or trying to, anyhow. Nature. Connect with nature to ground and inspire yourself. So this would be for whoever this group is here that's working on something, because they've gone through this ordeal with this person, and this is a major ordeal. I would, along with inspiring you to ground yourself, I would also encourage you to meditate as well. Meditation and grounding. But connect with nature to ground and inspire yourself. And the inspiration is to maybe learn how to start trusting, and maybe learn how to vet new people better. I send much love and many blessings to everybody. As always, I'll see you back next time. Have a wonderful day.